What's up, guys? So in today's video, we're going to go over all of the ascendancies, the new ascendancies, and all of the different notables in those ascendancies, and then kind of just, conjecture on what's going to be good and what I think is going to be used for what. And there's also going to be some speculation on some of these skills, so we don't really know exactly what they do yet. And then this is all, maybe going to be subject to change because this is just the patch notes, and once the patch actually goes live on Friday, some of this stuff might change or get reworked. We don't really know yet. So we're just going off of the information that we have, right? So the first ascendancy that we're going to touch on is the Warden of the Magi. This is the one with the tinctures. So I think the tinctures are going to be really good. There's a lot of really good tinctures that they showed, at least, and I would like to see all the different combinations. I'm sure that'll probably come out eventually. I'm not sure if there's going to be like a loot table or a table that's going to show all of these different combinations, or if it's just going to be something we're going to have to figure out. I would imagine that Path of Exile is going to have something like this updated at some point, and maybe community feedback or people will figure this out on what affixes can be on each tincture. But from the release, some of the ones that they showed, there was one that was like a mini headhunter, which was kind of cool. There's one that like affected like movement speed. So it's really going to depend on how strong these tinctures are. Some of them that they showed look pretty strong, so I think they are going to be pretty good, especially since they are going to be taking up a flask slot. So they would have to be pretty good in order to take up that flask slot, right? So Nature's Concoction's pretty interesting. Now, the one thing I will say about this particular ascendancy is we don't really know if these tinctures are going to only apply to weapons, like actually physically hitting with the weapons, or if it's going to apply to spells as well. If it is going to apply to spells, then it is going to open this ascendancy up a little bit to other classes or other builds. But if it's only weapon skill, or actually weapons hitting, or melee weapons hitting, or bows, it does kind of limit the amount of builds are going to be able to use this particular ascendancy. So with that being said, we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But Nature's Concoction, this basically allows you to get more charges on your tincture, and then your tincture will have a 30% increased effect. I think this, coupled with the Enduring Suffusion, if you can find a way to run maybe like a 2 or a 3 flask setup, I think this will be really good in conjunction with that, because you're getting a pretty massive boost on your increased effect. And if you've got one of those really good tinctures, it could be really good. So just going to have to wait and see on that one. Detect Evil, this kind of seems like a meme to me. I don't know why you would really want to take this particular node. I mean, maybe if you're really focused on, if suppression really does mess you up, maybe, but I don't think this one is going to be really that good. I could be wrong, but I don't think this one's going to be really that good. I think Primal Wisps will be maybe used if people are going to be focusing on doing the mechanic for their like end game as like a farming strat. This, you might want to take that. So I'm not really sure if that one's going to be one that people are going to use right away or even use at all. Oath of the Magi is pretty interesting. I know that there are a few builds that do that will work off of not having socketed gems in their chest piece. But I don't think there's going to be too many people that are going to want this particular notable. So not really sure about that one. Wildwood Blessing. This one seems really interesting. I like that it does give you armor and evasion. So basically the way this thing works is that once it's active, you're going to have the bark, and then once you get hit, the bark's going to come off, which is going to decrease your armor. But it's going to increase your evasion. So it's really just going to depend on how much mana this skill is going to reserve. If it's going to reserve a lot of mana, it might not really be worth it. But if it's a small mana reservation amount, then it might be worth it to run it. Because, I mean, builds that are going to run armor are going to be able to benefit from this. And also evasion builds are also going to be able to benefit from it. So could be good. It's just going to depend on how much mana reservation this is going to require. And then Lessen the Seasons. This one also doesn't really seem that great to me. I feel like there's just other better ways to get avoidance of damaging elements or ailments, excuse me. So I feel like this one might not really be used that much. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it might help you get to the cap. Maybe you can put those points somewhere else. But I mean, I was able to get ailment immunity pretty easily on my last character last league. So I don't think this one's going to be used too much, but I could be wrong. So that is the Warden of the Magi. So the next one is going to be the Warlock of the Mist. So this is the one that I'm really excited about because I plan on going a minion build for the new league start, and this one seems very much geared towards minions. A lot of the skills are notables are very much geared towards minions and making your minions do more damage, become more tanky. So I definitely think this is going to be really good for that build. This will probably be the best in slot for minion builds if you decided to go do a minion build. So Cannibalized Faith, this one lets you add physical damage equal to 20% of your life cost. So if you're going to be using like Sangomancy, this might be okay. But the part that kind of makes me think this is not going to be really that great is the added physical damage. Maybe if you're doing some sort of like cold conversion or some sort of elemental conversion to physical or physical to that, this might be okay. But I don't think this one's going to be really that great. Bloodhunt, I think, is going to be really good. This one is really cool. The ability to pick and choose the targets that you're going after, consume that corpse, and then you get the damage increase towards those type of enemies and also the defensive layers against those enemies. I think this skill is going to be really, really good and stuff that's going to be used. And I think this applies to the minions as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they said that this will apply to your minions also. So it's going to give them an extra layer of protection. Now, one thing I will say, though, I don't know if you're going to be doing a Necromancer minion build opposed to like maybe like a Templar. I don't know if this is going to be good for Necromancer because you have bone armor. It might be better than bone armor. I'm not really sure. I know bone armor is really, really good on Necro. So, and I would imagine this will probably share a guard cooldown with bone armor. So you probably wouldn't be able to use them both. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling this will probably share a guard skill cooldown. So there's that. Sangomancy. This might be okay if you're going to be doing a blood build or you're going to be using your life for mana opposed to using your actual mana. One of the cool things about this is it does give you 30% increased life preservation efficiency. So with this, and you also have, I think it's a 20% life efficiency reservation in the tree that you can pick up. So this might let you pick up some extra auras that you maybe otherwise wouldn't be able to. But the only thing with this one is that if you do go this route, then you're basically kind of pigeonholed into doing like an energy shield build because this skill does eat up all of your mana. So if you are going to go this route, you basically have to be doing an energy shield build. So might limit the options on what's available for this, but I still think it's going to be pretty good if you do decide to go that play style. Got another farming notable up here, so once again, this will probably be something people will use, in the end game. Probably won't be really used for the farming or the build up to end game. This might be something that people are going to pick up if they plan on farming the Affliction for currency. Creeping Lobotomy, this one's super interesting. So I think this one's only going to be used if you're going to plan on doing bossing, because I feel like the way that this works, so basically the way this pacify skill works is once enough of the curse is on the enemy, then it makes it so where they don't do any damage. So I can see that would be really useful against certain bosses that maybe have like a really hard attack to avoid, or maybe there's something that like you just want to face tank it and just blow through the phase or whatever it is. So there are some points into some like ideas should be surrounding this that you could go increase curse duration or decreased curse duration, because if you do increase curse duration, then it's going to make that build up time longer, but you're going to get a longer window of invulnerability. And then if you do the decreased curse duration, the invulnerability is going to pop quicker, but it's going to be shorter. So not really sure which way is the way to go with this particular skill. I definitely think if you do this, you're going to want to either do increased or decreased curse duration. I'm just not really sure which one's going to be better. But it's pretty cool skill. Choir of the Damned. Basically, the way this thing works is it summons specters, or it's like enemy specters that you can kill. It sounds like these things are going to kind of have low life, so it would trigger on-death effects. So if you have any builds that are going to be utilizing on-death, could be something that could be pretty useful. I'm not too crazy about this skill myself, but there might be some builds that this would be really good for. Affliction skill. This one's also really interesting. So This basically turns all of your minions into essentially the infernal support, a burning support. Basically, the one that turns all your dudes on fire, makes them die. Right? They do a bunch of fire damage and they die at the end. This basically does that, but at the end, once they die, they explode. So could be good, not really sure. Soul splitting. So this is the one that we don't really know what this one does yet. We're not really too sure what it does. I saw a lot of speculation on Reddit. Some people say this one might be a defensive option. Some people are saying this might be like a Lowy from League of Legends, where you like rip the soul out of enemy elite or a boss, and you like beat it up, and then they take a portion of their health as damage. We don't really know exactly what this one's gonna do yet, but I guess we'll have to see. But I mean, it's got a cool name, I guess. The Crimson Power. Not super stoked about this one. I mean, I guess if you're planning on just stacking life and not really doing any kind of energy shield at all, this could be something that could be good to get you more max life. So if you're doing a low energy shield build, then maybe this might be something you'd want to do. And then Foul Pack. I feel like if you're going to be going any of these curses, you probably want to go this as well. This will give, if you're going to be going Affliction, you probably want to go this because that will give your minions Onslaught. And then Phantasm or Penance Mark also have 50% increased flash charges. So I feel like if you're going to be picking one of these or all of these curses, you're going to probably want to go Foul Pact as well. So that's the Warlock of the Mists. And then last but not least is the Primalist of the Wildwood. And I know this is the one that everyone's super stoked about. And I feel like just the sheer amount of just versatility of this particular Ascendancy is going to be really, really cool. There's going to be a lot of cool things that you're going to be able to do with this. These charms, I feel like these charms are going to be kind of like the Forbidden Eye Jewels, where like there's some that are going to be really, really good, and there's some that are going to be kind of useless. So I think we're going to have to see what different charms come out and what combinations of those charms that can be on it. Like, I'm not sure if there's certain combinations that can only be theirs. Like, so if you have like, I don't know, like if you have like something that's giving you like attack speed, for example, you can only get a different affix, a set of affixes. I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to work, but it is really cool that we're going to be able to basically customize this and get all different nodes and and all different skills from those. And I'm not sure if it's going to be linked to the specific class, right? So if you find a charm that has like, I don't know, Death's Attunement or Death, right? From the Necromancer tree, which gives you plus specters, plus zombies, and plus skeletons, I think, right? The other one, is that also going to be from the Necromancer Pantheon or from the Necromancer skill tree, or is it going to be, or could it be something different? That's what we don't really know yet. But either way, still really cool. It's going to allow you to basically completely customize this. These first couple points are kind of memey. I feel like Might of the Bear just seems kind of useless. I mean, the Wildwood Rucksack is kind of cool. Get some more inventory space to be able to, not have to go back a second time, or or one extra time for when you're mapping. Maybe that's okay. But this is another one, Howl of the Wolf, that seems kind of interesting to me. One thing I think this might be really good for, and I don't know if this is how this is going to work. So it says your war cries attempt to shake extra items from corpses. Your war cries will open chests. So what I'm thinking with this, the really good application, if it works this way, would be Harvest, right? So if you were able to use this in Harvest and kind of like double up your corpses and get a chance to get those essences or those life forces again, this could be really, really good. But I don't know if that's how that's going to work. I don't know if those are like different tables, if it's only certain enemies that you can shake the corpses from. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm super stoked for this patch. I can't wait for it to launch. A lot of cool things that are happening. The skills, I know they just released the new transfigure spells, which I plan on going over in the next video, probably tomorrow or maybe the following day. So stay tuned for that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell to let you know when I upload new content. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.